Good evening, Paul. We've been hijacked by Mr. James Grayson, so he's taken over the interview. Off you go then, James. Let's see what you've got.
So tonight then, Paul, obviously a heavy defeat, but what kind of positives do you take out of it?
Yeah, I thought it was a great performance. I thought we did really well. Quality finish for the first goal. Absolute worldie, left peg, top corner. Couldn't do a great deal about it. Open play, I thought we played really well. We matched them, we worked extremely hard, and we played with a smile on the face, which I was really pleased about. You know, because we've been in the doldrums for a fortnight, so I'm glad we've got it out of the way, really. Played a good game of football.
Because the first game, obviously, you said there were defensive mistakes against in terms of when you played Avenue.
Yeah.
What cost you game? But tonight there was probably only one goal you probably could have done something about.
The fourth goal was Andy Milne thought he could have probably done a little bit better. We thought it may have been offside, but we were pushing to get a goal back at 3-0 down, and they've got the fourth goal. The first goal was a worldie. The second goal was, 48 minutes in the first half, which we don't know why there was 3 minutes injury time, and we probably should have stopped it before it got to the corner. But the delivery in and a great header to make it 2-0 right on half time, and then they've got another goal straight after half time. George gave a silly free kick away. We talked about half time, don't give silly free kicks and corners because the delivery is brilliant. So, and unfortunately George clipped the lad and gave the free kick, and they've scored again. So yeah, two great set pieces and one worldie. Apart from that, I think we've matched them.
In terms of at 1-0 then, obviously you must have been starting to think about half time. What were you going through your head just before that corner was taken? Or your head, sorry.
My head was, let's not concede like we did last time, because we conceded right on half time last game we played.
But you must have felt confident getting back into the game, because you hadn't been.
The last 15 minutes of the first half, we had a couple of half chances without really testing them, but we had a lot of pressure and we looked after the ball quite well. So I was quite pleased because Bradford pressure quite hard as well. So and everybody, obviously it helps when you've got Jono on the ball because he just looks after it and is a calming influence. So it was nice to see him, dictating our play really.
I mean, you said to me a few weeks ago that you hadn't missed him since Christmas. What's the sort of situation now with him? Is it availability wise?
Well, he's gonna play when he can really. He's missed it and he enjoys playing for us, so he enjoys the lads' company. And it's great to have him around the place again. We just needed a lift, and he gives us that lift, and he's such a quality player. He'll make everybody else play well.
Because obviously, I know you lost at Barton, but obviously when people saw it come back, it must have given a huge lift, and you must have felt confident.
Yeah, we were a bit unlucky at Barton, to be fair. We've probably got an equaliser in the 94th minute after conceding in the 93rd. So we were a little bit naive really. We should have taken a point when we got to 2-2 and sat back, but we went to get a winner. But as results have gone for other teams, a draw wouldn't have been a bad result at Barton. We should have probably just sat and taken the 2-2 draw. So a bit naive from me really. Maybe should have pulled them all back in.
I know I ask you this question every year. I'm going to phrase it slightly different. Obviously you've got Works up Town to play on the last day. So how are your title ambitions at the moment? You're still in the race, aren't you?
Very much so now, aren't we, with results this week. So there's a lot more positivity around the place, and the performance tonight, even though we've lost 4-0, people think, oh well, we're still struggling. I think we're all going to take a massive lift from it.
I mean, how difficult has it been for us as a manager to lift the place after such two bad results? Well, two sort of hurt results which probably hurt you.
Well, it's been quite difficult because sometimes as a manager you've got to try and lift players, and sometimes your manager needs lifting as well, and I've felt a bit low. The defeat to Highworth was the lowest point in my career because I felt that it was a missed opportunity. And Jimmy and Matt, they've all tried to help me over the past couple of weeks, and I have been low, but I've got over it now. I'm back at it, so hopefully we can get a positive result on Saturday against Athersley and give everybody else a run for the money.
So you're walking around with a smile on your face?
Oh yeah, I'm happy again. I'm never going to be depressed because I'm a pint half filled all the time, or half full.
But basically now we're
too many pints by the sound of it.
Yeah.
But you've got to win every game's a cup final now.
Every game's a cup final. Yeah. But if they go out with the same mentality as they've done tonight and work like they've worked tonight, they will get results against most teams. It's only the quality of Bradford Park Avenue tonight that's undone us. But apart from that, if we were playing against another North East Counties team tonight, we'd have won.
And you did say a few weeks ago you were unhappy with certain people in the dressing room. There was obviously, I've said again a few weeks ago, deadline day. Has there been any departures? Anybody coming in?
There's been no departures, no. We've still got 22 players to choose from, so we've got a lot of players. Obviously, there was we had 8 missing tonight, so we were a little bit short in certain areas, but you know we've done all right, so I'm quite pleased.
Paul, what can you learn from Bradford Park Avenue?
We need to defend better from quality set pieces. You know, usually we're quite good from set pieces, but I must admit, I think if Denny's playing in that back 4 tonight, he'd probably edge 1 or 2 of them away because he would have been in the right positions.
We spoke earlier in the week about second phase of attacks, and I think they've scored probably 3 goals tonight from second phase of their attacks.
Yeah.
You know, Milne's got a great header in for the first one, and then the lads obviously got a bit of time and whipped a great ball with the last
yeah, and that's
second
exactly
phase,
right.
isn't it?
It's second phase, and we've talked about it again tonight. Only one phase to every attack that we're getting, so we need to work on following things in and putting it in the right areas the first time, and not just going for goal.
What's your view on the league then at the minute? Obviously, some strange results have cropped up.
Well, it just shows how good this league is. You know, people think that you're just going to roll teams over, and there's no easy game. And I've known it for years and years and years. We've been in this league, so you know, Glassow did it to us last year, where they came here and beat us 1-0 when Aaron knocked a kid over and gave him a penalty. And it's, you know, Liverpool have done it to Charlene last night. There's no easy games, and if you're not on your mettle, you will get beat by most teams in this league.
So you've done a bit of soul searching, so you've been down. What's your view on the remainder of the season?
Well, I'm just going to take one game at a time and hopefully play Athersley on Saturday and get 3 points, and you just move on from that. Try and win the game at Lincoln on Tuesday and get into a semi-final of the League Cup as well.
You've had Lewis Clarkson get some minutes tonight. What's your view on Lewis's performance tonight?
Yeah, he's good going forward. You know, he's very, very lively, and he'll cause a lot of defensive problems. He's been ill for 2 weeks, so he was.
Was that a precaution you brought him off tonight?
Yeah, he'd done enough. He said he was absolutely shot, so you could see it. He put one last good run in, and it's just defensively as a forward, he's got to understand that you've got to do a bit of work off the ball. But going forward, he looks a threat every time he gets it.
Okay, thank you, Paul. What do you think to James's questions tonight?
Oh, I think yours are far better, James.
Me too.
And you're better looking as
Good
well.
lad. What do you think to that, James?
Paul James.
Well done.